Coming up on this episode of Don't Panic, we've got the week's tech news, including texting on an airplane, plus Super Twitter. What are you going to do with all those extra characters? And the end of the free Google article, plus all of Amazon's new hardware announcements, and so much more. Stick around. Don't Panic starts right now. This is Don't Panic, episode number 177, recorded October 2nd, 2017. Elon Musk is a lunatic. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the technology podcast on gadgets, the internet, and you. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by two guys who just really like technology. It's Colby Rabideau and Dan Miller. Guys, how we doing? Welcome. Happy Monday to you. Happy October to you all. Can
Happy
you believe
festive gourd season.
The gourds are just everywhere. We got the pumpkin spice. We got the changing leaves. We've got the sun going away, which I think
you know
is
what
bad.
they say, Sean. This time of year is really gourd for you.
It's gorgeous, Dan.
Oh dear.
Yes, this is what people tune in for.
I'm ashamed.
No, this is exciting. The fall is here. We all, I think, are relatively big fans of fall, and you guys, were traveling last week, which was pretty exciting. You were in the city of brotherly love.
No.
Right? One half of the Twin Cities. You were in the Beehive State. You were in St. Louis, Missouri.
The gateway to the west, Sean.
The
There you
gateway
go.
to the west. Yes. Oh, that's right, because they have the big famous Golden Gate Bridge. Yes. That never gets. Maybe for other people it does. For me, that never gets old. That's like my go-to favorite joke. No, but you were in St. Louis for a conference. That's pretty exciting. Did you guys have a nice time?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was great.
I met this guy who was also. It sounded like he was almost as into podcasts as I am. But we talked about podcasts enough, and I told him about our podcast. And like 5 minutes later, he was like, "You said your podcast was a technology podcast, right?"
No.
He had Googled Don't Panic podcast, and the one of the other Don't Panic podcasts seems to do better than us in the SEO, and it's like the sex and love one.
Oh, I was worried it was the schmucks over at Don't Panic, It's Organic. Those guys have been stealing our thunder for years.
I think we should get in touch with all those other podcasters and start the Don't Panic podcast network.
Oh, we should have a Don't Panic super show.
Well, I was gonna say it's like Talking Don't Panic, like Talking Dead, right? Where it's like the show where we talk about all the Don't Panic podcasts.
You've been all about these talking spinoffs.
It's great because it's the easiest idea. Any idiot can do one. You just talk about things you talk about. It's great. I mean, it's kind of what we do here.
We're doing.
But that's what's great. And then you get to that meta level and you talk about something you've already talked about. It's excellent. Well, it's good that we're making new fans. That's very exciting. I got an email. I should read this on air. Let me see if I can find it while I'm talking. Some very nice lady reached out to me because she clearly really liked Up for Debate on YouTube. And she said, "I was checking out your videos here, and after noticing your 3 subscribers," and yes, that's how many we have, "I thought you might be interested in one of our clients. Minimule is a small family-run business based in Los Angeles, focused exclusively on natural organic beauty products. They just launched a new dry body brushing bundle, and I think you'd be perfect for an unboxing video." And there are all these, and then it links to it, and there are all these frequently asked questions like,
will she send one to you?
No.
Wait, you said
No.
She won't?
No, this is the best part. I get a discount code, but it's not free. It's just discounted.
Ah.
It says right here.
Yeah, no.
It's a tiny startup, and they can't afford to give away free product. In fact, they're taking a loss on this offer in the hopes of your honest review.
Yeah, see, if they are giving it for free, I would say for sure do it, because it's a product that applies to neither you nor Matt, as far as I know.
hilarious.
Right. So I think that'd be pretty funny. But if they want that kind of quality comedy content to showcase their product, they're gonna have to put out for it a little bit.
I've never gotten one of these, and they have a bunch of example videos of other people doing it, and it's all very sad. It's all extremely sad.
Why are the videos poorly produced? Are they just kind of boring? Is the product itself kind of bad?
No, so it's just like YouTube wannabes who don't have any subscribers but really want to be famous. Like if it was like legit, like, quote unquote influencers on YouTube, I'd be a little more impressed. But it's literally just people who want to be famous on YouTube, and they kind of suck. And then I get doubly sad when I will post.
I was gonna say.
And we kind of said.
Well, that's my fear. It's like if they're emailing me, am I one of these people? I put some links in the Google Doc, in our super secret Google Doc. So I don't know. You think I should pick up their all natural dry body brush and face brush bundle? It's normally $35. I wonder what discount I get for reviewing it.
Let's find out live on air. Put that discount code in.
I have to email them and tell them I'm doing it before I get the code.
What?
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not that desperate. Although I could have I think we could have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Like I could use the brush to like brush a dog or something.
See, I would recommend that you email them and say that you're thinking about it, but you really want to know what the pricing is.
I probably won't do that.
How much money have you made off of the Amazon referrals? We could put that towards this purchase.
Oh, we've made singles of dollars. We've made like easily $6 or $7.
Right, exactly.
We've made so little they won't allow me to cash it out.
What? When? How?
Well, it's a future.
When can we cash it out?
Yeah. It's a future. It's like investing in the changing price in oil. You might as well count that money as yours right now. That's how economics works.
Well, it's like stock trading, right? It's not a loss till you sell. It's really we really have infinite money until we cash it out.
That's right. The potential is infinite.
See, Colby gets it.
You don't know. You can't know how much money you have until you try to cash it out.
Mm-hmm. Damn straight.
That's what we're going to tell investors. Like, listen, we could be making tens of thousands of dollars. It's possible.
Anything's possible. God, we're so sad.
Yeah.
This is why people tune in. So not to change gears here, but I had an interesting conversation topic for us. If you guys would like to do that.
Oh, I love conversation topics.
This is an Arizona leftover, but we got distracted with new Apple stuff last week to do it.
Right.
Yes. So
I'm so excited for this.
So, well, cool your jets. So I went to Tucson, Arizona a couple weeks ago for a work conference, and it was all roofing contractors. I work for a roofing manufacturing company. And one of the topics of discussion was a panel on millennials in the workplace. Right. It went as well as you're imagining. It was
how many millennials were on the panel?
So there were 3 older, like upper 40s, low 50s people, and then there were a bunch of like 35 to 40 people who they were calling millennials. And how
many people are on this panel?
6, 3 and 3.
Okay, that's a lot of people.
It was a busy panel. But the millennials,
can I just add on to what Jerry's saying with
I'd like to circle back on what Dan said a second ago. So bad. And then the millennials, they basically weren't millennials. That was the problem. B, they were all in management roles because they were all family-owned companies, so they're like the vice presidents of their company, so they're not really good examples. And then it was on the verge of insulting, this conversation, because it was all like, man, millennials, they always need to have a sense of accomplishment, so you always have to be praising them and talking about how great they are, or else they'll get upset. And they would put up slides with little cartoons to illustrate their point. And there was one I remember specifically where it was like, a baby boomer would say, oh, I'm not happy with my coworker, I go to HR, and the millennial will post it on social media how much they hate their coworkers, and then they get fired. That was the joke. And I'm like, that's kind of insulting. I'm a person. So I thought I would come to this panel of actual millennials. And have you ever been to one of these terrible how to deal with millennials in the workplace? And I know it's different for you guys because you actually work with other millennials. Or B, do you have any thoughts on how to deal with millennials in the workplace? as if they're something that need to be dealt with.
I have never been to one of these panels, never even had the opportunity to go to one of these panels. It's only something I've read about in like Huffington Post or The Atlantic. And I don't know. I have to think about this more. The real here's honestly the biggest difference between younger people and older people in the workplace for me is how they communicate over text-based communications. Older people will be very conservative with their punctuation and emoticons, which sounds stupid, but it can make it so that something that you would have heard them say, you would interpret one way, but then something that you're reading that they are quote unquote saying in Slack or something like that, you could totally interpret it the other way. And I seem to have this problem much less frequently with younger people. So use more emoticons? I don't know.
Yeah, but didn't we do the story a couple weeks ago where using emoticon make your coworkers think you're incompetent? We did that on the show.
An email, though.
Well, it depends on the context.
Another clue is just to not send emails.
That's
right.
You millennials and your lack of emails.
When was the last time you sent an email?
I actually did the other day to someone who sent an email to me, and I think I told them to contact me on Slack. I'm just kidding. I didn't. I just answered, but yeah.
No, I think it's different for email, but so much of my profession is chat-based now. That's where it really comes into play. Like email is, even for younger people, I think slightly more formal. And it should be, because that's where you're going to talk to people who are outside of your company and things like that. But it's the chat-based stuff that gets me.
Like Sean, I don't think I've ever had the opportunity.
That was me.
I'm sorry. Like Dan, Dan is similar to Sean, but not Sean.
I am me.
Like that other person who's not me.
I've trouble.
It's a millennial thing. You have trouble recognizing people who aren't yourself.
He's so busy looking at his phone all the time, he can't be bothered to look people in the face.
His social media profile.
Wait, what were you saying? I was Snapchatting. What I was gonna say is I feel like anything I've like seen, like read or listened to that was prefaced with like how to deal with millennials is like at least a little bit offensive, if not
is offensive.
Like just offensive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anything else where you take a group of people who are all probably very different and try and generalize what they are like. It's bound to end badly. It literally cannot. You've lost before you've begun. And it's kind of a bummer. That being said, though, I work with quite a lot of young people at my company, or younger people, anyways. I feel like we're I don't know. Folks less than 30 are probably in the majority.
Yeah.
For better or worse, but we don't have a lot of how to deal with millennials.
No, you have a lot of how to deal with old people.
Well, that's what that guy's HubSpot book is all about. So,
how to deal with old people?
No, being an old person at a millennial company.
Yeah, they get butthurt when you do that. They feel a little.
Whoa!
Well, no, and that's what it was. I mean, because I went to a dinner after the talk, and they were still discussing it. Everyone, all the older folks loved the panel. And the conversation kept going.
Did anyone ask you for your opinion?
Oh, of course because I'm always the token millennial, always. And so it was a lot of the time. And one of the interesting things, this is the point I'll make, and then we can get on with the tech news. But one of the things that came up at the panel that people loved was millennials always want to know why. You can't ever tell them anything, just give them a piece of information. They always want to know the reason why. And some people thought it was good, and some people said, well, it's just annoying. They should just take the information and go with it. Why are they always asking why? And I said, an interesting thing a lot of people don't realize is in schools these days, they don't teach people how to do math. They don't really teach you science. They teach you problem solving, right? You don't need to know the detailed mechanics of something. Computers do most of that. Instead, they teach you how to do complex thinking. They teach you, that's why we do word problems, right? And why testing is set up the way it is. It's to teach people critical thinking skills. That's why millennials ask why, because they need the information to make good and critical decisions in a short amount of time. They're not doing it to be annoying or just because that's something they do. They do it for a reason. It's because they're taught to do that. That is how they go about their lives and do things faster and more efficiently. And you look and by giving them that information, you make them better. And everyone was kind of like, oh, that's why. That's
an interesting insight.
And you should have been on the panel, Sean.
Honestly, and I was getting really annoyed. There was another piece where everyone was talking about, and this is you guys a little bit, but it's millennials always work on their own time schedule. They're always asking, can I come in a little later? Can I leave a little earlier? Can I do different hours? And I don't know why they can't just work regular hours. And then that was when I jumped in with, well, you do know that millennials as a generation have more debt, are more likely to be working 2 or 3 jobs, especially in an industry like construction, where they don't really have solid salaried positions. Have you considered that? It's not that they're lazy; it's just that they probably have to get to another job, and everyone's like, "Oh,
yeah." But I mean, I totally do that, and I don't have another job, so
no. But I think it's different. No, but I think it's different. I think you guys are good examples. Like, you don't do it because you're selfish or because you're lazy or you want to sleep in. You do it because that works best for you, and you have companies that allow you to work at a schedule that makes you the most successful.
That's the real trick, yeah.
I think it's a lazy thing to make the assumption that people do it because they're lazy. That's an easy out rather than just confronting an actual issue.
Right. And it's also interesting. I feel like if many people, if they stepped back for a moment from what the sort of like habits that they've internalized, like just being at work from 9 to 5, like, could your life be better if once in a while you like rearranged your work schedule to like go to a doctor's appointment or like pick up your kids from school or like go to your kids' baseball game or I don't mean to like harp on kids for old people, but like for anything, like I don't know. It's like I feel like it's just a thing that was internalized by that was sort of the accepted norm for nearly everyone in past generations. And I don't know. I feel like life is better without it, and not just for me, like for other people with other sorts of lives too.
Yeah, totally. And I think that work hours are one thing. If you're working on a construction site, yeah, you can't just show up at 11 and like work until 8 p.m. There won't be anyone else there.
Yep.
But the jobs have also become more amenable to this sort of thing with the rise of this new generation. So that's what I would also say.
Well, I'm glad we solved this one. And if anyone is looking for a millennial to talk on your company's panel, please reach out. Don't panic. Show@gmail.com.
Sean Jennings at gmail.com.
I don't own that. I tried to buy that. I tried very hard. All the good Sean Jennings emails have been taken.
You tried to buy it?
No, I tried to just like register it.
Oh.
And someone beat me.
It'd be fun to try to buy it.
I own it. I own Sean Jennings basically on every platform except Gmail. I never got it. Someone sniped me on that. So anyway, yes, let us know. We're your millennials. All right, we're gonna move on. We got some fun tech news this week. We don't have a lot. It's low quantity, high quality. And it doesn't always happen. So I don't know where you guys want to start. We've got Twitter character limits. We've got all of Amazon's new hardware. Elon Musk's insane new plan to kill us all.
Let's pump the brakes on the character limit stuff. We gotta save that for the end when we're nice and warmed up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's our opening act? Who's our opener?
I think Elon Musk opens for us.
Oh boy! Wow!
When we present at the World's Fair in a couple of years, it'll be Elon Musk. He's gonna get the crowd warm.
Well,
he's gonna show us like, the crazy stuff that he's working on, just so that the stuff that we present at the World's Fair is that much more impressive by comparison.
Well, Dan, when we have the balls to call the episode Elon Musk is a lunatic, we kind of have to talk
That's
about
right.
it. I do want to quickly,
Speak truth to power.
remind everybody, thanks to the folks who are watching us live on Facebook right now, facebook.com/Don't Panic Show. We do it Monday nights at about 10:15 or so Eastern. If you're watching live, comment on Facebook. We'll be watching during the show. Or you can call in 508-644-TECH. That's 508-644-8324. Call in the phone number. You can join us, chat with us on the air. Let's jump to the story. Elon Musk talked this week about the future of space travel, some of the stuff he wants to do with Mars. I picked out this little kind of side story because I thought it was pretty interesting. Elon Musk proposes city-to-city travel by rocket. Stay with me here. He wants to use the same interplanetary rocket system that he wants to use to go to the moon and Mars for long-distance travel on Earth. He claims it would allow passengers to take most long-distance trips in just 30 minutes and go anywhere on Earth in under the hour. Get this, for around the same price as an economy airline ticket. He proposed using SpaceX's forthcoming mega rocket to lift a massive spaceship into orbit around the Earth. The ship would then settle down on floating landing pads near major cities, like how they land their rockets now. This is all theoretical, but he did say he hopes to begin construction on the rocket in the next 6 to 9 months. They say you can travel from New York to Shanghai in just 39 minutes. That's 7,000 miles. Or Hong Kong to Singapore in 22 minutes. London to New York in 29 minutes, etc. It would be the fastest ever transportation method ever created by humanity. We're talking 18,000 miles per hour at its peak.
So wait. You get in this rocket, it takes off, it goes into space.
Yes.
Then what does it do?
If I understand it correctly, it goes up and then it just comes down and then it lands on the floating pad.
Oh, so what is this thing about giant ship in orbit, or did I miss here?
Well, I think you get onto the giant ship.
Yes.
And are launched into space.
Yes.
And then the giant ship lands
yes.
at your destination.
Because I think the speed element comes in when you hit orbit, because then you're really hustling at that point. You got to get above the atmosphere to really get going.
Right. Because once there's no air, like, things move faster, right?
And the Earth's spinning beneath you, and you're going, and yeah.
Right. It's like science or whatever.
Yeah, science or whatever.
Interesting.
So is
cool.
this? So I have to ask you guys: is this a bad idea or a terrible idea?
I don't think it's a bad idea scientifically. I just don't think it could possibly, like, how long is it going to be before that's economical?
Well, he said for the cost of an economy airline ticket.
But like when?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not like the first flight is not going to be the cost of an economy airline
ticket. Yeah,
probably not.
Maybe the first one will be cheaper.
And like, yeah, how many people are they going to put in one of these rockets? Like right now, how many people have we ever put in a rocket into space up until this point? Not that many. 5 or fewer even. I don't know. I have questions. It's not the craziest idea I ever heard, though.
Well, so it is interesting that there are lots of issues with this, and there's a great article on The Verge that breaks down some of the issues. The G-forces. Going up in a rocket is kind of extreme, and astronauts are trained and are health screened to be able to handle that. The director of program planning for Secure World Foundation, Brian Whedon, quote, said, "For one, the acceleration and the G-forces for both the launch and reentry would kill people. I don't have it right in front of me, but it's a lot more than the G-forces on an astronaut."
Secure World Foundation?
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Is that sketchy?
That's one of those, that's a world ender right there.
Oh, see, they're anti-rocket. Another problem.
No. They're one of those companies that's like when we read about the zombie apocalypse 3 generations in the future, like, oh yes, the World Protection Foundation created a new strain of malaria designed to cure monkey disease. I don't know.
I was waiting to see where you were going with that. That was great. You took me on a ride there. That was fun. They also say another...
It's SeanJennings@gmail.com. He's my agent.
Yeah, the Sean Jennings at gmail.com. I do own that one. Another problem with the ballistic trajectory is radiation exposure in the vacuum of space. Astronauts on the International Space Station are largely shielded. Not sure how Musk's ship would handle that.
Why? How are they shielded, and why wouldn't his ship be able to be shielded that way?
If I'm understanding this article correctly, it's that the shields are heavy and large, and in a permanently orbiting shuttle, it's cool. But if you're if you're a business traveler and you're traveling all the time, you're going to be exposed to a lot of radiation.
I see. Or if it's like, would it not be practical to have the heavy shields and stuff on the ship that goes up and down and up and down and up and down?
No, it doesn't say. So I'm gonna. I guess Musk will figure out a way to do it.
Yeah. Also, like it doesn't take a lot out of a plane to break out of the atmosphere. Like they do a lot of, for the space shuttles, they had to do a lot of pretty intense
and they still blew up.
Maintenance. Right. I mean, not nearly as often as they would if I was in charge of it, but
well, give yourself some credit, Dan. Oh my goodness, you're a smart guy. I would put money down that the space shuttle program under Dan Miller would be only minorly worse than it actually was in reality.
I think the space shuttle program under really any one of us would probably function okay. But like, if you took the space shuttle program and made it like composed it exclusively of like clones of us, they would be totally screwed.
So what you're saying is we would have advisors.
Exactly.
Right.
Right. Like we would be figureheads.
Mm-hmm.
Leaders in name only.
Right.
Hey,
a constitutional monarchy of the space agency.
Yes.
As long as I get paid either way, doesn't make a difference to me. So let me ask you guys then. We'll wrap up on this one. Let's say your company comes to you and says, Colby, Dan, we want you guys to attend a conference in Shanghai. You can take a 22-hour flight, or we'll pay for a 30-minute rocket ride to Shanghai. Are you going to take the option for the rocket ride?
Absolutely.
Yes! That's NASA Director Dan Miller right there.
I wouldn't take the first rocket ride. Or not even the second rocket ride.
How many rocket rides? The third one?
Maybe the third. All right.
I mean,
the third one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be crazy about going on the first, but that's pretty compelling. You know, and if we can just suspend our disbelief for a second and go into our Musk fantasy world, then that sounds pretty great.
I'd get into the Hyperloop before the rocket ship.
Yeah, but the Hyperloop, sure, it's cool, but
you know what's really cool? Rocket ships.
Exactly.
I mean, the added bonus is you get to go into space. Like,
right. I mean,
I want to sit in that window seat.
Yeah. Yeah. If my company came up to me and said, Dan, you're not going anywhere. We're just going to send you into space, and it's going to take like months of training, and like you're going to be up there for hours. I would do it.
Dan, are you already making that many enemies at work that they want to shuttle you off to? You're like, Dan, no reason, but we all pitched in, and we're going to send you to space. That would be a nice gift. And you don't, no rush to come back. Take your time.
Oh dear. Well,
too funny.
Someday.
Anyway,
hopefully we'll all get to make this decision one day.
Yes. On Don't Panic, episode number 1864, we'll discuss our trip on the Elon Musk rocket ride.
The mega rocket.
The super duper SpaceX fun
super rocket.
Very cool. He is a lunatic. All right, moving on. We got more news here in the rundown. I want to thank, while you guys are deciding what we're going to talk about, Katie Adams on our Facebook page commented. She wrote rocket ship emoji, UFO emoji. So I guess that's up. You can interpret that as you see fit.
Hieroglyphics.
Wow. Speaking of millennials, geez.
I know, right? Use your words.
I like it.
Very fun.
All right. Speaking of words, what did Amazon announce?
What did Amazon announce? Oh boy.
What does Amazon?
I love hardware. I love when we get to do hardware on the show. It makes me very excited. And Amazon, they had a surprise announcement, actually. They kind of called everyone up a couple hours before, and they're like, yeah, we're going to announce some stuff today. Please come on down. So we got a whole bunch of new stuff. I'll start from, I guess, in no particular order. We'll start with, I guess, the least exciting to most exciting. I don't know. Judge for yourself. New Fire TV. They've updated it with, it's had 4K support. Now it has 4K HDR support. It also has Dolby Atmos integration and an Alexa voice remote. It will cost $69.99, which is super competitive in the 4K space. That's cheaper than Roku and way cheaper than the Apple TV 4K. It's available for pre-order now, available on October 25th. They updated all of the Echo products, starting with the traditional Echo Tube. It's now shorter and smaller, and it comes in a bunch of fun new colors like cloth and wood and things like that. It's going to be available for $99. You can also get a 3-pack of Echoes for $249. Great for multi-room audio. That comes out on October 31st. They announced some fun accessories for the Echo. We got the $35 Echo Connect, which you plug your landline into, for those who still have that, and you can make voice calls through your Alexa speakers. Wait. Yes.
A landline?
Landline. It's not a landmine, a landline.
And it's not a landmine.
No, Dan. It's
a landline.
No, it's not a lamb find. No. No. A landline. Plug it in with a wire.
That's like what the rotary phones would use back in the day and stuff?
Basically, yeah. So now you hook this up to your Alexa, and you kind of just spin the dial at the top like a rotary, and that's how you use it. No, so you make calls through your Alexa. We also got the Echo buttons, which are pretty.
Can you make phone calls with over your cell phone with Alexa?
No, they currently don't enable that. No, so you can do within the Amazon ecosystem. Yeah.
This is such an Amazon thing to do.
No,
okay, well, no. Instead of working on an actual useful thing,
I read that.
What is the Venn diagram overlap of people who have landlines and people who will buy an Alexa?
Oh, nobody. They're going to sell like 5 of these. But I did read somewhere, and I don't know the technical reason, but apparently there is some iOS integration issue that they can't do phone calls from your phone on the Alexa. I don't know the reason, but...
Right. What about Android?
I don't... You'll have to Google that.
You didn't know that for sure. You just can't do it on iPhone.
I know you can't do it on iPhone. I know that I've read that there's some sort of API thing that Apple doesn't let them do where... Because I assumed, you could just do it... We talked about this on the show a couple months ago. I know why you can't just use it as a Bluetooth phone extent, like a headset or something, but apparently you can't. Whatever. Echo buttons, they're little buttons and they light up and you can push them. It's for like playing TV style trivia games.
And that's it.
Alexa.
No
joke.
They just light up and you push them.
They're $20 for a 2-pack. And I frankly don't know why you need
play
them.
Like Jeopardy.
Basically, that's yeah.
But that is literally all they do. They light up and you can push them.
There is a button API that you can make your own app for, but as of this moment, they really only showed it for games. But I'm sure you could find other cool uses to, you can
what? Tic-tac-toe?
Well, no,
on your house?
No, Dan. All right, get this. You buy a button and you put a little sticker on it that says "party," right? And everyone comes to your house like, Sean, what's up with the party button? I go, push it. They go, what do you mean push it? I said, push the party button. They said, are you sure? I said, no, push the party button. They slam the party button. Boom. All your smart lights start flashing crazy colors. The music starts up. It's party music. You're getting going. Maybe like confetti cannons shoot out or something. It's a party button.
Mm-hmm.
You can integrate it's all smart stuff. You can integrate all that.
I see. So not games. You can just attach recipes to it or whatever those things are called.
Yeah, basically. But I don't know of any at this moment that you can use other than the game.
I see. I like the fuzzy one.
Yeah, the cloth covered one. That's what Google's doing with theirs, as well. That's kind of their visual style. I like maybe I shouldn't admit it. I kind of like the wood ones too. I know they're a little cheesy, but they remind me of the the old VCRs from the 80s that had that fake wood veneer on it, and it's something about that really appeals to me. but I like the fabric too.
Cool.
New Echo Plus. So this is the same size as the original, right? The regular Echo is now smaller. The Echo Plus, it's the same Echo.
So the Echo Slim or the Echo Tube is what the original Echo was in terms of features.
So basically, there's Amazon Echo, which is now smaller and cheaper. Then there's Amazon Echo Plus, which is the same size as the old one. The only difference is that A, it doesn't come in as many fun finishes, but also B, it has Zigbee home hub built in. So you don't need separate hubs. Like I have my hub for my Hue light. You don't need separate hubs because this supports the wireless included, and that's priced at $149.
Is it only Zigbee, or is it like many of the?
It's Zigbee and Bluetooth, but they don't support. I know it doesn't. Smart Things do their own. What's the other one? There's another.
I think there's
big
one that's over Wi-Fi or something, right?
There's Wi-Fi Direct. God, I can never keep track of who's using all these. Zigbee's the biggest. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So you'll get a lot of them. It also ships with a Philips Hue smart bulb in every box. So there's that too.
That's cool.
And
Fancy.
then one more thing, last thing, the Echo Spot. They call it a smart alarm clock. Really, it's just a smaller Echo Show, which we've talked about before. And it's a small little circular screen that has the Echo features built in. It's got a built-in speakers, but you can also connect external speakers. It's got a 2.5-inch screen and a video camera built in. So it's kind of like the Show, just smaller. They call it Smart Alarm Clock. It's designed to kind of be put on your nightstand. That'll cost you $130 and be available on December 19th. And that to me is the coolest thing they announced.
Yeah. I agree. It looks really cool.
I don't know if I'd put it in my bedroom. That might be a step too far. But this is like the Show for me is too big. I don't need the Show, but I kind of like this is a little more like subtle.
Oh, does it also have the weird calling thing? Not cool.
No. Oh, the look-in thing. Well, you can turn that off.
I hope so.
It's not.
I don't know if I told you this, but recently, so I think I'm sure we talked about this on the show. Like they added like a messaging feature to Echo, so you can like send messages like within the Echo network. And I was at a friend's house who has an Echo, and we were just like chatting, having a conversation, and like the Echo like turned itself on. I guess like it thought it heard us say something. And we didn't know what it said, so we just ignored it and continued on our conversation. And then all of a sudden it said like sending message to so-and-so. And he was like, oh my God, no, stop. And it didn't. It sent a message to some random person who he hadn't talked to in years.
What was the message?
It was like a recording of what we had been saying.
Oh, were you talking crap about the person? That'd be funny.
No. The person hadn't come up in conversation at all.
Man, Colby Avenue. What a jerk. Would you like to send a message to Colby Avenue?
No!
On second thought, yeah. Fuck
No.
that guy.
But when everyone comes over to my house, they always want to like mess with it. They always want to like try and order something from Amazon. Don't tell anyone this is a thing. This is going to end very badly.
I feel like you just need to turn that off.
Unplug it.
I'm pretty sure it's a thing you can only send messages to other people with Echoes,
right? And you have to like
have signed into this thing.
You have to set it up with like contacts within the Amazon app thing, and like I don't even know who does that.
Who does that?
Who does these things?
What do they call these messages? Reverbs?
That's clever. I like that. No, I think they just call them messages, but that's good.
No. Come on.
Listen
Amazon.
to this guy. First he's head of NASA, now he's designing stuff for Amazon. Listen to Dan Miller.
That's right.
I want to give a quick shout out to Rodney Kuhn, an old coworker of mine at Savic, fantastic guy, who said, "Can't wait to be invited to Sean's party button party." Rodney is the life of the party. World traveler, fun guy. He will be him and his partner in crime Julie, who I got to work with a lot, were the best. They're top of my list.
Now, so if Rodney's the life of the party, is this Amazon party button like the robots coming for Rodney's job? Like he's being automated out?
This economy, it's changing, and we just can't afford to pay human party animals anymore. They're gonna be replaced with robotic party animals.
Oh man,
How sad.
brutal.
How sad.
Brutal.
Have we talked to you guys into getting any Echo products today?
It's still weird.
Still weird. Okay, that's.
I can't believe you don't have one, Colby, because you're so into the home automation thing.
I mean, that's the problem, though. I've been totally burned by the home automation thing.
Oh, so you're no longer into it? You know?
No, I still have the stupid lights, but like,
But now I call them stupid.
because they are stupid. Yeah, I've thought about it. It would be way better. I will say, I like it way better now that I have an Apple Watch because I can do stuff from the watch instead of taking out my phone.
Yeah.
It's not like strictly speaking faster, but I never have to find my phone. So that's nice. And I guess if I got an Echo, it would solve the problem.
That's right.
Kind
Just feels a little.
I think you got to get the 3-pack, Colby, for your apartment. Just really make sure you're
one for the
super
bathroom,
covered.
One for the closet, and one for the rest.
Yeah,
of the
like you don't want to be anywhere where it can't hear you. There is no escape.
That's true.
You can just put one in the hallway too, so in case you forget something on your way out, you can still talk to it just fine.
Right.
How does it handle like multiples? Like, what if 2 of them hear you? Like,
Didn't you listen to the HomePod thing, Colby? It doesn't handle it. That's why
it doesn't.
That's why Apple. Well, it didn't at the time. I don't know if it's changed.
Oh.
It seems like Amazon's going pretty fast. But no, Apple made a big deal about how if you had multiple HomePods, they would learn from each other to figure out like where they are positioned, so that and detect which one has the closest is the closest source of truth, even with your phone and your watch and stuff.
Mm. I mean, Siri on multiple devices does not do a good job. Did you just hear
No,
that?
actually, I've noticed that Siri no longer when I talk to, because I can like lift up my wrist and say, "Hey, Dingus," and it will do something. But I have "Hey, Dingus" turned on my phone also, and you'll see the screen light up on my phone. Or at least I see the screen light up, and then it turns off when it realizes that the phone is or the watch is closer.
So the other day, I also have Siri turned on my iPad, which I have to turn off. But I was trying to use Siri on my watch, and it turned on the iPad, and the iPad was like airplaying music. You know how certain things on AirPlay are instantaneous, and certain things take a while. Like the music, whatever you're listening to, the sound that's going over the speaker, there's some delay, like a couple of seconds. But like if you turn the volume up and down, it happens immediately. So when Siri activates, it turns the volume all the way up. So it turned the volume all the way up on the music I was listening to. And then, like, some seconds later, whatever Siri had said came over the speakers. And meanwhile, I was just hoping to, like, talk to Siri on my watch. It was quite startling.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was not what I was expecting to happen.
On second
How
thought.
was your?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how was your first trip with the Apple Watch?
It was good. I still like the thing I haven't gotten used to with the Apple Watch is having to like maneuver my wrist in the correct way such that it will turn the screen on.
You got to do the flare.
Yeah. I mostly like in a
All the flip of the wrist. Just sit
from a
there,
normal
Colby,
upright
and just
position.
practice this. Just sit on your couch. Practice.
Mm.
We're really in sync. This is great.
What do you do if you're like laying down though? Because sometimes it just doesn't work when I'm in a non
in that case,
position.
lay down on your couch after we're done this podcast, and you just practice.
You'd just be like the wacky waving arm flailing tube guy.
Wacky waving arm flailing fail 2manemploymentwarehouse.com
/.biz. Yes, exactly. And you gotta.
All right. Well.
It's all in the wrist. It's all practice. You'll get it. They say it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. So just start the timer on your Apple Watch right now. It'll go up to 10,000.
I cannot wait for Colby to be named world champion at getting Apple Watch to activate.
Oh, it'll be like quick draw.
Yeah. Well, they do like speed texting and stuff. Why not?
Yeah.
Right.
You could go be at the next speed running competition for video games.
Yeah.
They'll just have like, yeah, they'll have like the watch streaming to the screen. It'll just be black, and then like 3, 2, 1, and you have to.
And the crowd cheers. Ah, he did it.
Yeah.
You'll have the slow motion replay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, and what would be even cooler is two people are on the stage like facing each other, so it is like an actual, guns at dawn sort of situation, a duel.
This is great. This is a good idea. Well, you'll be right up there with the guys.
Third good idea I've had tonight.
You'll be right up there with the guys who stack those cups really fast. So it's a big skill. People are gonna love it. All right. Well, good. So look forward to all that stuff coming out over the next couple months from Amazon. But we'll continue on because we got more news.
Are you going to get any of these, Sean, since you're the only person with an Echo?
I really want one of those spots. Oh, those are cool. I want one so bad, but I'm not going to do it because I can't justify it. I already own an Echo. If I didn't own an Echo, that would really put me over because I like the screen. I always
and
wish
how much
my
are those bad boys?
$130, which is only $30 more than the regular Echo. So for me, it seems like a no-brainer upgrade.
Yeah.
At that.
What if it was on a sale on Black Friday?
Ooh, God, I wish I didn't already have one because then
an easy hundo.
I can't. Maybe I can like sell Colby mine on eBay or something for cheap, and then I'll get the upgrade
instead of just selling it to him with cash in person.
Oh no,
that eBay transaction fee.
That's right. Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
It's got to be on the books.
God, yeah, I will.
That's right, above board.
This is all legit. All right, well, let's continue on. I know we want to talk about where we got time for maybe one more story here. I know we want to talk about Twitter. Do we want to talk about Twitter?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I'm so excited.
Big man, it seems like every time Twitter rolls something out, big controversy, and they're back at it again. Twitter announced that they are testing, keyword testing, 280 character tweets, which doubles the previous character limit. About some fun facts here in this article. About 9% of all tweets today are exactly 140 characters, Twitter says. They claim it's tough to do that on an accident, which suggests users frequently have to edit their thoughts to get them under the limit. Now Twitter hopes to ease that burden by doubling the limit. Do you know what languages aren't impacted by the character limits?
I do.
Well, you've seen the article.
Yes.
Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. Fun fact there for you.
Makes sense.
The average.
If you expressed your ideas in only emoji, you could get your ideas across much more easily as well.
Yes.
You could express 140 different concepts.
God, amazing. The average length of a tweet in Japanese is only 15 characters. Now, of course.
What is the average length in English?
This article does not say, but like I said, 9% are 140 characters. So take that.
Right, but that doesn't mean anything if 91% are.
Oh no! Here we go. It says right here, 34. So about a little over twice as much.
That's smaller than I would have thought. That's interesting.
Of course, the 140 character limit was established when Twitter was SMS only, because SMS limits are limited to 160. But now they can expand it as much as they like. As I mentioned, this is a test, and so they're going to try it with some folks. There's no rule or situation that you can't really sign up to get it. You'll just show up on your account one day. And
if you're one of the blessed few.
Did you guys get 280 characters?
No.
No.
Did you?
I wish.
You probably have more tutor accounts. None of your tutors got it?
I checked all of them immediately, and no, none of them. I was very disappointed. I was hoping I'd get one. I was thinking of all the fun things I could do with all those extra characters. Especially, and I will say that as someone who tweets for a living, who is paid to tweet, 140 characters is extremely annoying. It sucks. I write really great sentences, and then I just have to destroy them to get them to fit in 140 characters. And it's very, very, so I'm excited as in that role with that hat on. I am excited because it means that I don't have to censor myself anymore.
As a social media professional, Sean, what are some of your like top word cutting strategies?
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you asked. When I first started, my boss likes to review the tweets before I send them out, which is fine. And one of the first he said was, Sean, why do you use ampersands? You use them constantly for everything. Like, just write the word and I go, no, you don't get it. You can't use that. You gotta cut your
That's
shit
2 more
down.
characters.
You gotta kill it. Really the trick is, I don't use like the funky fun abbreviations or anything. You have to be professional, so you can't be like, you are for your and things like that. But you just have to really be concise. Punctuation is done. Like, I'm a big commas guy. Like, you got to kill the punctuation. There really aren't many tricks. You really just have to cut out and reduce as many words with it making sense as possible. And I'm a wordy guy, so it makes it a little more difficult. But,
Well, maybe soon you won't have to cut as many of those words out.
Well, but and then I put on my other hat, which is as a Twitter user, how do I feel about 280 characters? And I'm a little torn. I go back and forth. Because okay. My theory on
What do you think? Okay.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what do you fear?
I fear. Okay, I am a Twitter obsessive. I'm addicted to Twitter. I will put my hand up and I will say I have a problem, and I'm addicted to Twitter. I read basically every tweet from the 600 plus people I follow. It's a problem. I'll be the first to admit it. I don't want my timeline to get twice as long. That's my concern. What I like about Twitter is that it's limited.
Maybe what you need to do is to unfollow 300 people.
No, what I need is 600 people to tweet only 140 characters. No, because I have a platform where people can write as much as they want. It's called Facebook, and it blows. So I like the limit. It keeps people from being too annoying or too stupid.
Now,
yes,
too stupid.
No, stop. No, I mean, no, and this is my theory on 200.
I think there is no limit to the depths of the stupidity of people on Twitter.
At 140 characters, you just skip right by it. You just scroll right by it, and it's gone.
But
poof.
Sean, don't you follow like? Many's the wrong word. There are a fair number of people who I follow on Twitter who cannot fit one thought into 140 characters, so they write at least 3 tweets.
Threads are terrible on Twitter.
The tweet storms, the tweet squalls.
Yeah. It's awful. It's awful, and I don't like them. But here's my theory on 280 characters. It's really easy. You earn it. You have to earn it. You have to earn it. It is not a right. It is a privilege. And you have to prove. I would like the New York Times or the Washington Post to have 280 characters. I would like the Maggie Habermans of the world or the Merlin Manns of the world to have 280 characters. I don't need stupid people.
Merlin.
I don't need stupid people to have 280 characters. There needs to be a system where you have to prove, and if you abuse that system, you get it taken away.
Oh, snap.
That is my approach.
140 characters, though, that is a right, is what Sean's saying.
Yes, no. Hey, look, again, there are certain unalienable rights that we all have as Twitter users, but some, it's like not everyone gets a driver's license. You have to earn it,
That's right. You got to parallel park.
You got to really...
What is the parallel parking of social media? That thing that's kind of hard. You don't really have to do it all that often.
Adding a new friend on Snapchat.
Yes! It's funny because it's true.
That's perfect.
I did that to somebody the other day. I'm like, oh my God, we're not friends on Snapchat. And I'm like, what's your username? And they're like, I have a username? And I'm like, oh no.
You didn't scan their barcode?
Oh, I didn't have
Sean.
I didn't have the balls to do that. I said, no, I don't want to look like, I said, and I never followed him. It was too much of a hassle.
I just couldn't find the like add friend button. Like you have to go into like the picture part and then do the swipe down menu, which I always forget is there. Because like why would you know it was there?
Don't even get me started on the world's most convoluted UI, that Snapchat. I could go for hours about just the implausibility of how people use that thing. But
also, I've started to use Snapchat more, and God, the whatever their version of Stories is it a feed? That screen, the swipe to the right screen, is the worst screen.
Oh, it's so chunky.
It's like, oh, here's the TMZ story, and here's the Washington Journal story.
Yep.
It's like, oh God, I can't get rid of any of them.
That's how they make money.
But it looks like TMZ. Like that was why this first one came to mind. It looks like some sleazy social media version of TMZ is the entire Discover page.
Yep, and it's a bad. Have you watched any of those? Like the professional stories?
When it first came out, I watched one. I think it was like a football game or something. It was so stupid.
It's a terrible way to consume information.
Yeah,
it really is.
Well, I haven't looked at them recently. It doesn't seem like they've evolved to be about information. It's about like
serving ads.
Almost. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's for brands. It's not. It's not for news.
Right.
It's a Bud Light Lime can get their little thing out in front of everyone.
God, I love Bud Light Lime. Anyway.
Have you ever had a Bud Light Lime?
I have had a Bud Light Lime. They're drinkable.
Oh, wow. Have you, Colby?
I think
I don't know that I've ever had. I think I had a Bud Light once.
Oh, I've had more than one Bud Light, but a Bud Light Lime.
Okay.
Oh, I definitely have. I'm sorry. I was thinking the Lime-A-Rita things when you said Bud Light Lime.
Oh.
Different thing. I definitely had a Bud Light.
That's what I was thinking of, but I haven't had a Bud Light Lime either.
So
have you had a Lime-A-Rita, Sean?
Next week, Bud Light Lime challenge.
I did. I did once try. Was it the Cranberita? I tried. My brother's girlfriend drinks like all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mike's Light Hard Lemonade, like really just goes for the crazy stuff. She doesn't watch. I'm not making fun of you. But I am thinking, this is off air stuff, but we're definitely doing a mass market beer of the month. We're definitely going to buy mass market beers, and we're going to make Dan drink all of them. He's a Lime-A-Rita.
What do I get in return?
Yeah, we're going to get you the Michelob Ultra Cactus Cooler, and you can enjoy that.
What do I get in return?
A
cactus?
A fun
life
time.
Experience.
A fun time, so you can say you did it.
Is this going to be a coffee and beer special?
It certainly can be. I'd be down for that.
Was that what you're planning for me? This is a horrible...
The coffee and beer Christmas special?
Yeah, is this
my God.
going to be like some sort of charity event?
This is what we're going to do. We're all going to go watch the new Star Wars movie, and then we're going to leave, and then we're going to drink a bunch of mass market beers and hang around and podcast. That's what we're going to do. Happy holidays, everybody. Yep.
Delightful.
Joy to the world. Any last thoughts on the 280 character limit, guys? I felt like I did most of the talking on that one.
No, you have the most to say. I don't really have an opinion. I think I follow plenty of people who have the 280 character limit. It doesn't bother me, but I'm not a Twitter completionist. I treat it like the fire hose that it is. The only sane way to consume Twitter. Coincidentally, also the only sane way to consume email.
Or fire hose water.
That's right. Listen, if you're gonna drink fire hose water, don't put it in a cup. Don't meet it out. Never mind. There's no.
Yeah, we'll just.
I think that rule applies to most hoses, really.
It's not good for you. You're not supposed to drink out of them.
We always say fire hose, but that's really the most extreme example. Like a garden hose pumps out water pretty quickly too.
Yeah, but what about a panty
can't
hose?
Drink from that. What?
And it doesn't apply to all, just some hoses.
Or a gas station hose.
Yeah.
There are other hoses, although you're right, Colby. There aren't that many.
What about when hoses parted the Red Sea? Anyway, it's getting late, isn't it? I think we've vastly overstayed our welcome on the internet. All right, that's it. No more news. It is Picks time, the time of the show where we each bring something we want to share with the world. Picks time. And Kobe's gonna go first. Did we not pick this before?
Now, I'm pretty sure Dan put his pick in my slot.
I was about to say we talked about this last week. I'm so confused.
Wait. What? We did?
Well, no, you mentioned that you were. I think after the show you mentioned you wanted to pick it or something.
I did. Here, hang on.
All right, scrap that. We're just.
Uh-oh.
So this is picks. This is when we go in and when we each select something we want to share with the world. We do this on every episode, and up first is going to be me. While these two figure out who's picking what. And
I'm good to go now.
Mine's very quick. It's a follow-up. Last week I talked about the Anchor SoundSync drive, getting Bluetooth in your car. In my effort to go completely wireless with my new iPhone 8, I picked up the Use2, Youstoo, fast charge.
Hey, use guys like that.
Hey, use guys. Yes, exactly. Wireless car charging mount. There are a lot of these, and they're a little vague about how legit they are. This one seems fairly legit, and it's worked well. And it does wirelessly charge my phone, and it holds it in the car. I'm very picky about my car mounts because most of them are pieces of crap and fall off and break easily. This one's been good so far, and it does wirelessly charge. I'm excited. Most people don't know this. Apple has not activated fast charging yet. They won't do that until a software update, so it's only charging regularly. But it does pump enough power into it to keep it charged while using GPS and stuff.
Now, have you had the problem I read about where you have to place it very precisely on the thing to get to wirelessly charge?
Well, when it comes to this mount specifically, it's kind of hard to miss. It's not like a puck you kind of put it on. It's got sides and a bottom, and so it's pretty well centered. But I've never had it. It always just activates right away. So when it comes to the Use2, it's worked really great, and it's very reasonably priced. And you can get it on Amazon right now. In case you got a new wirelessly charging phone or an old wirelessly charging phone, check it out.
Yeah, the remake of the Goonies that takes place in New York is called Hayes Use Guys.
Hayes Use Guys. Very funny.
Yep.
Is that a real thing or just? I've never seen the Goonies.
Colby. You sweet summer child.
We're so far off the rails. We're so this is stick a fork in us. We're done. Dan, I think we have your pick.
Yeah.
What do you got?
You do, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I thought that I had mentioned this last week, but then I looked at the picks and I didn't see it, so I thought maybe it was another conversation I was remembering. Been slowly, very, very slowly catching up on my Ken Burns documentaries because I realized I'd never seen a Ken Burns documentary. The first one I watched was on the Prohibition, and as I was watching it, I realized I didn't know anything about the Prohibition. As is the Reputation, the Ken Burns documentaries are really good. The Prohibition one is not too long. It's only 5 hours.
For Ken Burns, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, you can just, don't watch it all at once. But it's, a go-to-sleep sort of thing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's really good. I learned a bunch of things. And I'm excited to start watching the World War II Ken Burns documentary, which is what I started doing on the plane ride back from St. Louis. So I'm sure I'll report back on that soon. But Colby, if you haven't watched this, I think you'd really like it.
I suspect I would. I also haven't seen a Ken Burns documentary. Is The Goonies a Ken Burns documentary?
Yeah, it's all about the 80s and all of the, it just follows a couple of kids in the 80s. There's nothing really special about them. It really could be anyone. They're really just emblematic of the time, and he uses their story to really talk about some of the larger social issues that were present in the Reagan era.
He pans slowly over a lot of black and white photographs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, because there's not much footage from the 80s, so
No, just
not
old
much
archival
survives.
photographs, letters read in voiceover by a popular actor. You can't quite figure out who it is, but you know they're famous. You're like, is that Gary Sinise? Why is Gary Sinise reading these letters?
Yeah, they don't talk about it, but it wasn't called the grunge era in the 90s for nothing. So really, not much survived from the 80s.
Thank you, Ken Burns.
Thank
American
you for your
treasure.
service.
All right, Colby, what are you picking first?
So I have a very simple pick. For work, we have to use a 2-factor authentication app called Duo Mobile. I think it's just called Duo, and then the app is Duo Mobile. But we only use this when we log into the VPN, and you only log into the VPN when you're not at the office. And when I'm not at the office and I'm working, I'm probably at my apartment. And when I'm at my apartment, my phone could be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like it doesn't send you a text message. You have to actually go get your phone and like touch ID in and press the OK button. Which was always, I mean, annoying is a strong word, but it was always like I didn't, and not everything at work you have to be VPN for. It's just like important stuff. So like when you want to like deploy HubSpot, you have to be VPN'd in, and like I would, it always comes down to it's like, all right, I've like messed things up. Everyone's mad. I gotta fix this. And it's like, I don't know where my phone is. But they have an Apple Watch app, and so now if you have an Apple Watch, when you get the 2-factor call thing, it pops up on your Apple Watch, and you just press the button. Like you don't even have to touch ID or find your phone or anything, and it's 100% less annoying. Maybe like 80% less annoying. Like, I guess it would be less annoying if I didn't have to do anything. But it works and it's cool. So
Yeah, I had to do that in my last job, and I agree. That was the killer feature for the Apple Watch for me for a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Very cool. Thank you for that. And with the picks done, that means there's nothing left for us to do. We're done. But we'll be back again next time with more tech news. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I got to go through the usual spiel. Don'tPanic.io is our website. It's fantastic. You should go there. Check it out. Audio and video of all the episodes, plus links to all the picks if you don't remember what we talked about, or you're like, Prohibition, where can I watch it? We'll have the Netflix link right there for you on the website. You can check it out. Of course, subscribe to us anywhere you get podcasts. We're there in Overcast, on Apple Podcasts, etc., etc. Video version, which is fun. You get to see Dan and I practicing the wrist movements in HD video on YouTube, youtube.com/don'tpanicshow. Subscribe there. You'll get the video episodes when they come out. And contact us at Don't Panic Show on Twitter. You can follow us. You can tweet at us, or we tweet when we go live or when there are new episodes. So that's pretty cool. Facebook.com/Don't Panic Show. We're live there Monday nights. And you can chat with us there. And of course, don'tpanicshow@gmail.com is the email. I do want to give a quick plug. We've got a new episode of Up for Debate up on the feed right now. We go deep on Ready Player One, Ernest Cline's mediocre book. You can get our full review right now, upfordebate.tv. And then this coming week, we're doing This or That. It's going to be a fun episode. So subscribe to that show there as well. We got to wrap it up for this moment. But we'll be back next week. On behalf of Colby and Dan, this is Sean, thanking each and every one of you for joining us. Hopefully, we'll see you next time for more tech news here on Don't Panic.